Hello, it's me. I am your captain, the one and only Wild Hair 83, and thank you so much for joining me here. This video is just a little bit different. This video is not only an update to Battle Maiden Wrestling, this is also a rant against 2K, WWE 2K in particular. So recently, 2K released a WWE 2K patch, like 18 whatever. All right, well this shit right here, what it essentially did was it deleted all the textures off all your wrestlers. You know what? I don't really know. It fucked up a lot of shit, right? Okay, so then they make a hotfix patch next day. Dude, I've never seen a patch come around so quick. This shit was ridiculous. Basically, what this patch did was it just made it so it wouldn't do that no more. But if you were one of the people that affected by this, basically you have to delete everything that's affected, and you have to restart from scratch. You know, like, dude, I don't even know. And I'm just lucky. They said that if you downloaded patch 18 and if you went into the game, that's what did this shit. Well, I was just lucky. I thank my fucking lucky stars that I was actually in. Well, I wouldn't call it a boycott, but I was burned from the last patch that fucked up my shit, you know. And so I hadn't really touched it. I said I was going to back off of it for a little bit, you know. And then, you know, like they released this new patch. I didn't even know about it. You know, sometimes, let me tell you something. There's a couple lessons I learned here. I still got my wrestlers. It looks like all my Battle Maidens have been untouched. Everything on my end is still good to go. I'm extremely lucky. The only reason why I still have my wrestlers, my Battle Maidens, is because I chose not to play the game. You know, it's crazy. And really, to be quite honest with you, what really saved my game was I don't think I had my PlayStation hooked up to the internet at the time. So by the time I saw that this patch was coming out fucking the game up, I fucking paused and deleted this shit, you know? And then even patch 19, then the next day, the hot fix for next day, like, dude, I was like, there's no fucking way. I was not gonna fucking download shit. I was like, because as far I thought my shit was already fucked. Cause see, I just didn't know. There was so much uncertainty. So, dude, I was for sure I was gonna cut on the game and all my shit was gonna be fucked like everybody else. But I was lucky that you know, that everything's still good. So what I'm showing you right now is basically just a little sample of the time it takes for me to create a typical Battle Maiden. You know, I want, and this is sped up, obviously. You know, but just take a look at this and just like, look, dude, this is a lot of work and time. This is what people do. 2K, I'm glad you fixed the game so it wouldn't fuck up my work. You know, but really, like I said, I'll tell you, I learned two lessons in this day and age. One, it doesn't pay to be hooked up to the internet all the time. You know, because if I was hooked up to the internet, and then like if I dove into that game, oh look, new patch. Because sometimes I do that. Who doesn't do that? Oh look, they dropped the new patch. Oh, let me check the game out. If I would have fired the game up after getting that first patch, all Battle Maiden Wrestling would be dead. And there's some people out there. I know some people don't like this shit, and that's cool. You know, there's an old wise man saying, haters can be your greatest motivators. So yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah, but seriously, so the lessons I've learned is it don't pay to be hooked up to the internet. They can release a patch and it'll fuck your game up. So my lesson forward is my PlayStation stays offline until I decide to fucking send the patch up there. You know? And the second lesson I learned is that, dude, I don't see how 2K keeps fucking up like this. I'm glad my shit didn't get fucked up. But dude, if my Battle Maidens had got fucking deleted, oh dude, I would burn this game if I had a physical copy. I would certainly uninstall it. Anyways, man, I feel really bad for anybody that's affected by this shit, because it don't make no goddamn sense, you know? It don't make no sense that this game is the same broken goddamn game that we bought last year. And I'm personally tired of this company, 2K. They have been the worst offenders of the games I bought. I don't play a whole lot of modern shit, right? This is the reason why I don't play a lot of modern shit, because it's like a mirage. This modern gaming scene is a mirage. Like, dude, it's not there. You can't count on it to be there. You know, that's I can't say no better than that. You know, it's like, enjoy it and put those memories on a shelf while you can, because that's all it's going to be after a while, you know, just memories. Because the game is constantly changing, and it's constantly like, dude, this is not just a bumbling fuck up. Like, this is major. A lot of people do this for their livelihood. They do this for their sanity. Let me repeat that. A lot of people create these wrestlers, create this universe. They do their whole like little universe thing. They do that shit for their livelihood and to help preserve their sanity, because everything sucks. And it's nice to have control. It's nice to be in control. You know? It's nice to have some control in this world where you have none in the real world. It's nice to be able to make your little alternative universe where you rule, you know? Hey, ain't that reason why everybody likes Burger King? It's because, you know, their whole thing is you rule. Well, evidently in this modern gaming scene, the only person that rules are the motherfuckers that are at the top of the goddamn corporations that make these games, you know. Because all of us that keep buying the same game every year, every one of us that buys the same game every year, believing the stupid lie that they're like, oh yeah, we're fixing it this time. We're fixing it. They don't fix shit. This game literally has the same problems that last year's game had. Or if not worse, it's worse. Last year's game had real bad issues. The AI in tag matches wouldn't fight. Like, you know, they were constantly releasing patches that were like jimmying up fucking up the game. And dude, nothing's changed. And one of the worst things is, this is the worst shit. So they made it so PC doesn't have access to the island. Their prized fucking money-making scheme in this goddamn game of this year. You know, that's what it's all about. But I got news for you. The island sucks. And there's no question about it. And I think that's the reason why they fucked up our damn characters. Because they don't give a fuck about our wrestlers. They don't give a fuck about, you know, the shit that we put time into to make. All they give a fuck about is the money-making pyramid schemes they have on this game. And they got more of them than goddamn Giza. I mean, they got more of them than goddamn, yeah. They got more of them than Giza. They got more pyramid schemes in this game than the fucking pyramids of Giza. There's no shit. Between my faction, goddamn island, and the fucking microtransactions in the fucking island, and man, dude, I'm done. You know, I love my Battle Maiden Wrestling here, and I'm gonna try to keep this going. Hopefully they don't release a patch that'll kill my shit once and for all. But you know, I took time off because, well, I had a family member that was dealing with some really harsh shit, and it looks like they're pulling through with flying colors. I'm certainly glad to be able to report that. For right now, we're going to hope everything keeps on the up and up. But I've taken time off Battle Maiden Wrestling for a lot of reasons. I was going to get back on it, but then they released a patch that fucked up some shit. So I was like, no, buddy. So that's the reason why I was off the game. I didn't even download the patch, 18. And then, like, I was lucky. I didn't sign into the game after downloading that patch, because that would have killed Battle Maiden Wrestling. And I feel like a whole lot of people don't want me to make this shit. Because people are like, well, how come you're not doing the men? I miss the men, oh, I miss the men. Oh, dude, I've been creating male wrestlers ever since I've been doing this shit. And it's like, I don't know, I want to do something different, I don't know, maybe I want to take a stand. Maybe I want to see, like, I don't know, maybe I want to recreate Rumble Roses, I don't know. But whatever my reason is, I want to make Battle Maiden Wrestling, and I'm going to continue. Battle Maiden Wrestling lives on. Thanks to the, I don't know, but a whole lot of people lost their created shit. A lot of people had to do a whole lot of work to get everything back. And if it was me, I wouldn't. So since I still have Battle Maiden Wrestling, dude, I got to keep it going. So the show will resume next Monday. I don't know that date. I don't have that date on my hand right now. I apologize for that. But next week, Battle Maiden Wrestling, Monday Night Power Hour resumes, lives on. I'm putting it back together, and I'm gonna continue to work on Battle Maiden Wrestling until the end. Because it's something that I created, and it's something that I didn't really think that I could do, and it's something I have a lot of fun. I take a lot of pride in doing, and just look at all this work I'm putting into one character. Just check this out, like every single Battle Maiden, I create like this. And I enjoy that shit, and I couldn't imagine. I thought for sure all my stuff was done. I thought for sure all my Battle Maidens were finished, my entire thing. And see, when I fired up, I was told by numerous sources on YouTube, numerous people said that as long as you don't fire up version 18, and if you fire up version 19, they said you'd be good. And so, sure enough, I fired it up, and everything was up there. And I almost wanted to cry. I ain't gonna lie. Because, dude, I put almost 200 hours doing this right here, what you're seeing right here. Just putting these looks together, putting these patterns, putting all this shit together. What the patch did was it deleted all your logos. So, like, look at all the patterns. Look at all the things I'm doing, like... And their response is like, yeah, sorry if you were affected, tough shit. You just have to redo everything, So I don't know what to do about this. This is horrible. I don't know what you do about something like this. But since I won't affect it, Battle Maiden Wrestling lives on. It's going to be bi-weekly now. The show is not going to be every week. We're going to do a Monday Night Power Hour every other Monday. So we're going to do it next Monday, and then we're going to take the following Monday off, and then we'll do it like that. And the way the format's going to go is going like, we got Star Wars. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Monday night. We're going to do next Monday Night Battle Maiden Wrestling Power Hour, and then that following Saturday or Sunday, we're going to do Star Wars, our big pay-per-view, live event, whatever the fuck, they call that shit now. I don't like that term. I grew up in the era of pay-per-view, but that's just me. I grew up in the era of pay-per-view. I played many, many games. In fact, I remember one of the first games that had created pay-per-view. It was, I believe it was WWF Attitude. Yeah. That was one of the first games that had created PPV. Yeah. Where you get, like, change color of the ropes and all that shit. Yeah. Fantastic. But anyway, I don't know, man. Like, this is seriously gonna probably be my last 2K game. No joke. Like, I'm not playing around when I say that, because, dude, this company cannot be trusted. They sit there and give you the same game every year. And they sit there and promise all this shit like, oh, dude, we're gonna put in all these features. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, blah, blah, blah. And like, dude, it takes them like half a year to finally get the game, like, no, more than half a year. Because the next game is coming up very soon. It's not gonna be that long. Yeah, I'd say we're about half a year away. And you know, the game is, I don't know, that's crazy. And then you got to get ready to buy the next one. Fuck that. And you know the next game is going to be worse with the microtransactions. You know they're going to really, no, man. My goal is I'm hoping this game holds up, you know, long enough for me to get my storylines out there, for a couple of good storylines out there, have some really good memorable moments making my Battle Maiden Wrestling. And then after that, man, like, I'm hoping that Ultra Pro Wrestling will come and save the day. Because I ain't going to sit here and keep praying to the 2K guides, like literally praying to the 2K guides after they fuck up, you know. Oh, please, 2K, please patch the game. Please save this game. Like, dude, I'm tired of that shit, you know. People talk all the shit about Tekken they won't, you know, but, you know, Tekken is a fully functional game. And Tekken they do not, every single patch, they only fucked up once, in my opinion. They fucked up once, in my opinion, with the launch of Season 2. But other than that, man, they don't do no egregious shit like this. And like I said, I feel like 2K is like fucking these games up on purpose, especially the Creator Wrestler Suite. Because all that monetization, all that pyramid scheme shit, all that shit works fine. You don't have to worry about none of that not working. You know? If any of that shit stops working, they will get up there quick. That's not going to happen. Everything that makes them money, that everybody swipes a credit card on, that shit's going to work. But us creators, the people that buy this game, to not fuck with none of that shit, we don't want to fuck with the island. We don't want to fuck with the My Faction. All we want to do is create our wrestlers. Some of us would actually go a step further and would actually take all of their wrestlers and throw them in the trash. Because we don't even give a fuck about none of this shit. All we care about is the stuff that we can snatch off of them. Their music, their hairstyles, or their fucking ring attire, or shit like that. You know, that's all some of us give a fuck about. So we don't give a fuck about Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns can get fucked. Roman Reigns can get fucked by a huge ear of corn the long way. Right? You know, in fact, he eats corn the long way. How about that? But yeah, I just want to make this video, and I want to show you what I go through to make a typical Battle Maiden. I believe the one you're looking at, if I'm not mistaken, you're looking at Queen Bee, Shayna Best, part of the tag team, the Queen Bees, you know. I like that tag team. I like all these Battle Maidens I've made because, you know, it's something that a lot of, like, everybody makes an all-male promotion. You know, that's the reason why I didn't want to do it. An all-male. I do all-male promotion every single time I get these games. And, like, the women are, like, I make, like, 2 or 3 women, maybe 4 women, as, like, an afterthought, you know? Because that's the way you're brought up, you know? That's the way we're brought up. Remember the Divas division? They didn't really give a fuck about that. That wasn't really a real women's division. Think about it. It was just a boob fest, which I have nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? But, if you watch Japanese wrestling, like I have, like a lot of Japanese wrestling, dude, like, you can make the shit sexy, but, like, the wrestling has to be on the centerpiece of it all, not the boobs. The boobs has to be a nice little appetizer, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that, like, see, Battle Maiden Wrestling, in my opinion, was made like to be sexy violence. But we didn't want to be like, I don't know, like I didn't want to make ECW with women, you know, like every match hardcore. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to make a wrestling program. But, you know, like we got all kinds of things going on here, you know. You know. And so, I'm really happy with my work at Battle Maiden Wrestling, and I just want to let you know that it will continue. I will continue it for the people who have lost their stuff. I feel real bad for you. I thought I was in your number. I'm telling you, like my wife will tell you, she'll tell you, dude, like, I was just so ecstatic to see that my characters weren't deleted. And I feel bad in it for everybody that this affected. And I'm gonna keep my show going until the end. But I'm just gonna do it like a show every 2 weeks to keep from getting burned out, you know. But because I got an interesting storyline I'm trying to tell, you know. There's a story I'm trying to tell here, you know, but I haven't even gotten to the thick of it yet, because you know, every good story, you know, you got to kind of take your time when you build it. You can't just sit there and jump, you know, and all of a sudden, you know, you're in the thick of it. You know, you got to build it. And so I've been wanting to build my little story here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it going for you, my wild ones, and I'm going to especially keep it going for me and all the people that have lost their creations to 2K's incompetence. All I got to say is that the worst thing about the game is that the island mode, they locked it off to the PC players. They locked it off to them because they didn't want them fucking with it. They didn't want them sitting there, because they know the PC crowd will mod shit and make it available to everybody. You know, that's what they've been doing. And so they wanted to shut that shit down. And they made the excuse this year saying that they couldn't put the island on PC because the PC is an inferior piece of hardware. Let that sink in mind. 2K were actually spitting out of their fucking chicken lips, their fucking flapping gums. They were saying that the PC is an inferior piece of gaming hardware. That's exactly what they said. They said it's last gen. Their exact words were, well, we don't know how strong people's PCs are. But most people's PCs are inferior. That's what they essentially said. And so, you know, craziness, right? But anyway, the real reason why they took the PC crowd out is because the PC crowd, like I said, will mod shit, and they will give it away to the people for free. And 2K was like, they were not going to be having that this year. So they blocked the PC crowd, and their reasoning is that, oh, those modders is what made everything in the game glitch. You know? So all those modders has given us all this great free content that worked so hard to give the community something, to make the community something. They punished them by not giving them the full access to the game. And from what I understand, giving them an entirely buggy-ass version of the game that they have to fix themselves, you know? And I don't know. I got to say that I'm very disappointed with 2K. And there's a very high probability that I'm not going to buy next year's game. I'm sitting here, I'm not using mods. I don't do mods, and I feel like I'm being punished. A lot of us players, though, especially the ones that got their shit deleted, they feel like they've been punished just for playing the game the way you're supposed to be playing it. And that's fucked up. And 2K they don't do nothing to own up to, say, hey, we're sorry. We're so like I don't know, really, maybe you can't really say you're sorry so much, because on this level of incompetence right here, you know, what can you do? except give people a fucking cash credit refund, a partial cash credit refund. That's what you should do. Because this game right here wasn't worth the money that we paid for. Especially the people that paid $150 for the Bloodline, Deadline, Hardline edition, you know, what the fuck ever. That's why I don't get none of that shit no more. Because, like, it ain't worth it to me. You know, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But it ain't worth my hard-earned money. You know? So there's a high probability I won't be getting 2K26. Especially if Ultra Pro Wrestling comes through. You know, those are the only gaming guides I'm praying to now. You know, I'm hoping Ultra Pro Wrestling, because it's made by Hyper Focus Games. They're a group of talented people who have acquired the Aki license. Aki used to make they've made some of the greatest wrestling games of all time. And so that is a good sign. And so I hope that they come out swinging. And I hope they take down the nasty, unfair juggernaut that is. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not even a fair comparison, because the juggernaut's cool. The unfair, nasty Goliath, that is 2K, and the WWE is 2K. You know, fuck the WWE, by the way, because I feel like they're not trying to make the game no better. I feel like a lot of these basketball stars and all this bullshit, all this unwanted bullshit in the game, I feel like it's coming from them. So, but who knows? But I have been your captain, the one and only Wildhead83. Thank you so much for listening to me rant about this game. Thanks for watching me create one of my typical Battle Maidens here. This is what the process is typically of me making my characters. So just keep that in mind when you see my next show. I've been Captain Wire83. Thank you so much. And it's time for me to go to work now. I'm out. Peace.